Internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the John Grave Show, talking to everybody about Monster Musume this week. And honestly, this show is really difficult to talk about. Not necessarily because of like what the show is, but probably because the show's super fucking sexual. And honestly, somewhere deep down inside, I actually rather like how fucking open it is. How that pretty much every girl sort of has this type of like loving relationship with fucking Kimihito, and they pretty much wear their emotions upon their sleeve, which is something that I really like. Even though all their personalities are very diverse and different, and also how much, man, they all pretty much like him all together, which is really crazy. But as far as I know, this episode splits into two parts, just like how it always does. This part, which I don't believe was actually in the manga, because I did actually read the manga, but I don't think it was in the manga. But all in all, this episode was about Mia learning how to cook, and she can't cook to save her life because of course she doesn't use a cookbook. She just watches whatever Kimihito does and just throws shit into the pot. And ends up burning her fucking hands, and she can't necessarily like shed her skin and peel it off. So apparently, Kimihito, he gives her a hand with it. Except for the crazy thing is that her entire tail is or at least as far as I know, her entire tail seems to be somewhat of a to be super sensitive around this time, to where she actually had to peel out of her shit and all that. And pretty much you already know how this goes with everything being all sexual. And once that's over, then, we cut into our second part, which is that Poppy's laying an egg. And also, I do notice that Sue is actually starting to get really fucking huggy when it comes to Kimihito. Because like every single time we see Sue and Kimihito together, she always runs and jumps on him and gives him a hug, which is weird because slimes don't normally do that. Shit, the show fucking just makes me smile every fucking time I want to review it. But either way, it cuts from that to she's laying an egg, then some random dude just shows up at his house, which is odd because he knew exactly when she was going to lay an egg, comes to the house like as a documentarian and goes on to ask all these girls, goes and sees how all these girls lives, or you see all their rooms, then asks the question of, what was it? Then he goes on to ask the question of like, do they wear underwear? How are their body? Shit like that. And of course they don't feel comfortable telling them that. And then it cuts from that to, or at least like once all that crazy shit's over, they cut right back to the whole Poppy laying an egg thing. And Sue apparently has another power to where she can read the minds of other people and to convey that shit like a microphone if she puts her little thing on top of their head and shit, and then sort of relay that message to other people, which is actually really crazy. Why can't the fucking Dragon Quest slimes do that? But either way, that's pretty much what happens there. And they whip, and Kimihito fucks him up again by hitting him with a fucking DBZ punch, knocking him the fuck out. To where he goes off and meets the other girl. Or at least he's living with the other girl who lives in, who's in the intro. The arachnid girl, which is actually pretty cool. And honestly, not bad. Not bad for an episode. Really. Actually, I've said this before, this is honestly one of those series in which that I like the characters so much that, to be fair, like that nothing major can happen in any of these episodes, because everybody's just so animated and fun that, to be fair, is like, even if nothing really happens, I'm still okay with it. But then again, we did actually sort of meet the final girl. So the only question is when will she be stopping by? That's pretty much all I have to say about that. And honestly, nothing really bad. Please tell me what you think about this down there in the comment section. Catch you guys on the next John Grave Show. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'll see you next time. I'm out.